Hi, welcome to today. My name is Lynn Hoerauf. We are talking about everything relationship effectiveness. We're trying to be more, have our relationships work better, whether we are a boss or a partner. And so today here I have a special guest. His name is Jon Hoerauf. Hi, Jon. He's my
Hi.
husband, and I'm so thankful for him. And there's been just a lot we've learned about each other over the years that I guess as everybody does when they get to know someone in a relationship. And so much of learning about personality styles has helped us to understand each other, to use our strengths. And so we're going to talk a little bit more today about all different kinds of things. And I'd like to thank the Strategic Advisor Board for sponsoring this video today. If you'd like to learn more about me, you can go to lynnspeaks.com. So, Jon, thanks for being here today. And, we've been talking about different things, including your supervision I was a boss, director, and we've talked a little bit about our relationship as a couple. A lot of people tell us we have a really good thing going, don't they?
Yeah, we do
Yeah,
hear
that's
that a
really
lot.
nice to hear. So, and I have to say, it hasn't just been, like nothing, it hasn't been not hard. There's been hard
Yeah.
things for sure. But one of the things is we always come to the table realizing we're on the same side of the table, so to speak. The problem is over here instead of between us, which I just did the opposite on this picture. You know what I mean? I pointed toward you, Jon. That's how it showed up on the recording. In real life, it showed up in the, like in this, but I said the problem's over here, not here. So anyway, point being, the problem's not Jon, the problem's not necessarily Lynn, but working it together, figuring it out, trying to use the same our brains to figure out what's going on. One of the things we did find out, and this was after we've been married years and years and years and years and years. If you do the Myers-Briggs, that is more of an internal personality test, where the disc is more observant and it's more about behaviors. And for our Myers-Briggs, we actually lined up really, really well. So that wasn't something we knew. We didn't know that for years and years. And so I believe that would have had a positive play, definitely, in our relationship and figuring things out. So I believe there's like matches out there that use more of a psychological base. Is it match.com that does that, Jon? Do you remember which one it is specifically? I don't
Might
know.
be Harmony, but I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Thank you. I think it's eHarmony that you fill out a lot of questions in order to be matched. And I believe that they're working with personality styles and things like that. We did not meet that way. We met at a summer camp, didn't we, Jon?
Yeah, that was a
Yeah,
fun year.
we did. Jon was the director. I was the waterfront director. And we found that we could just talk about anything. It seemed like forever and ever.
Yeah,
And it still seems that way. And so that's been a very cool part of our relationship. And probably what has helped us to figure things out is that willingness to have that conversation and continue to grow and things like that. So
yeah.
Jon, what do you think that has helped? What do you think's helped you and I, as you have gone through this with me, and you've learned about different styles as well? I'm curious what you're thinking. Maybe I'll find out more things I didn't know.
I think a lot of when people wonder why, they always ask people like I'm thinking of the wedding dance when they have the who's been married the longest and you get to the last couple and they ask them what was your secret and all that.
Right.
And I
Yeah.
really think a lot of it when people ask us why we're happy together after all this time and how do you make it work, so much of it really is a lot of willingness to work and to change and to grow instead of just expecting things to happen maybe to the other person that they need to change so they can be more like me.
Mm-hmm.
There are the differences like you mentioned with our Myers-Briggs, a lot of things about us, we're not the same personality type, but our two types really do mesh, and so that helps a lot. We do have a lot of common goals and interests and desires and things. But when you look at the disc and the way that we tend to approach things, we tend to be on the opposite ends of things. And with that, it's that desire to, or the willingness to understand the other person and to change and to maybe set down some of your own pride that maybe just because I see the world this way, that doesn't mean that's the way it should be, and kind of being willing to work together. And so I think that's really kind of a key factor of all that is self-reflection and willingness to learn and to grow, because learning and growth is definitely a decision. It's not something that just happens.
Mm-hmm.
You have to decide to do that.
Yeah, that's really good. That makes a lot of sense. And I guess if someone asked me after the long wedding dance, which I want to win at some point, so that's one of my bucket lists, is to win the longest married dancing at the dance. Okay, so anybody out there who wants to invite me to a wedding, and anyway, it's a long-term goal. So anyway, so I really do have them. I guess for me, I would probably say acceptance, accepting the other person. It's about loving the other person. There's a choice and there's a decision, and there's definitely blood, sweat, and tears. Well, that doesn't sound right. There's been no blood, maybe some sweat and tears, but anyway, so yeah, and I definitely have to say that we do share a faith that in God, that he is part of this process and helping us to figure things out as well. I don't want to do a shout out there, but so in your kind manner, Jon, your kind-heartedness and your willingness to, love me through and through, that is definitely, I'm going to cry, kept things like able to keep moving forward and things like that. So, personality styles aside, the loving and the acceptance is definitely, made years happen. So anyway, all right. Well, thanks for being here today. We're going to talk more about relationships, and it's funny, I shouldn't say that because sometimes I hear how people make fun of that. Like, I don't really want to talk about relationships. So I should say more like, we're just going to talk about how we can become richer. Okay. So, and what I mean by that is richer in our relationships. So anyway, have a great day, everybody. Thanks for joining, and we'll be back another time. So take care. Bye-bye.
See ya.